What's up, everybody? It's your boy Q Hicks, and I'm back with another video on the top 15 players in college basketball so far this season. This is version 2 of the top college basketball players series, so definitely check out version 1 to see who moved up or down on the list. I love the feedback and support from the last video, so definitely hit that like and subscribe button for more content. We're in the middle of conference play right now, so we are getting a clear picture on who are the best players in the country. Once again, this is not the best player overall list or who has the most potential, but who has played the best so far this season, even though there has been a lot of issues with COVID. Be on the lookout for version 3 next month, and definitely let me know who you guys think got snubbed from the list. Now let's dive into it. At 15, Carlik Jones. Averaging almost 18.6 rebounds and 5 assists, he's an all-around guard who is leading one of the best teams in the ACC. He was Big South Player of the Year a season ago, and he transferred to a big-time conference and is putting up the same type of numbers as before. He's had 7 games of 18-plus points, and he's a leading candidate for ACC Player of the Year. He went from honorable mention in version 1 to being in the top 15. At 14, Marcus Carr. Averaging almost 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists, he's a flat-out scorer. He gets his buckets from anywhere on the court, and he is the 3rd leading scorer in the Big Ten. He upped his points to 21 from 15 a season ago and has 7 games of 22-plus points this season. He does a good job of playmaking with 5 assists, and he is leading Minnesota to a turnaround season and the best conference in college basketball. At 13, Jason Preston. Averaging almost 17.7 rebounds and 8 assists, he's a true point guard who loves to get his teammates involved while being a triple-double threat almost every game. He missed a few weeks with an injury this month, so he slipped on the list, but he is still one of the best players in the country. He has nice size, plays at his own pace, and has some of his best games against the best competition. He has 8 games of 7-plus assists, and he's a future pro, no doubt. At 12, Corey Kispert. Averaging 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists, he's the definition of a pure shooter. He scored 23-plus points in 5 of his last 9 games, and he sticks out on an undefeated and loaded Gonzaga team. He's the West Coast Conference leading scorer who reminds me a lot of Joe Harris when he was at Virginia, and he is a potential lottery pick in this upcoming draft. At 11, Drew Timme. Averaging almost 19.7 rebounds and 2 assists, he's just a good all-around offensive big man. He can post up, has a good mid-range, and a solid 3-point shot, and really has improved from a season ago. He reminds me a lot of Domantas Sabonis, and he scored 20-plus points in 3 of his last 4 games, and he is the 2nd leading scorer in the West Coast Conference. And in my opinion, he is the key to Gonzaga winning a championship because he has to be a defensive presence during their tournament run. At 10, Charles Bassey. Averaging 18 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 blocks, he's one of the most dominant big men in college basketball. He has had 6 games of 20 points and 10 rebounds, and he's one of the top scorers in Conference USA. He has become a better shooter and has added a 3-pointer to his game, and he is the best defensive center in college basketball. He has 8 games of 4-plus blocks, and he should be a first-rounder with his ability. At 9, Sharife Cooper. Averaging 22 points, 9 assists, and 5 rebounds, he's a true point guard with CP3 ability. He reminds me a lot of Tyler Ulis at Kentucky. His speed is hard to contain, and his vision is crazy. I've never seen one player turn around a team so fast. Auburn was borderline the worst team in the SEC before Sharife's debut, and now they are competing with the best in the conference. His jumper and decision-making needs improvement, but he's must-see TV and one of the most entertaining players in college basketball. At 8, Trayce Jackson-Davis. Averaging 20 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 blocks, he is the focal point of Indiana's offense. He really knows his game, he stays in the paint and does his work early and often. He either gets fouled, a layup, or a dunk. It's that simple. He scored 20-plus points in 10 games this season. He's a nice defensive presence at 2 blocks per game, and if he expands his range, he could be a National Player of the Year if he comes back next year. At 7, Jalen Suggs. Averaging 14 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals, he is the centerpiece of Gonzaga's team. He's explosive, can shoot, he's a strong finisher, and his vision is off the charts. His stats don't tell the full story of his impact, he really makes everybody around him better. He's the most entertaining player I've watched this season, and he's easily a top 5 pick in this upcoming draft. At 6, Sandro Mamukelashvili. Averaging 18.7 rebounds and 3 assists, he is a point forward who can handle, shoot, post up, and passes the ball very well. He has done a good job of replacing the production lost by Myles Powell. He has had 7 games of 20 plus points, and he is shooting a nice percentage from 3 at almost 35%. And he is one of the leading candidates for Big East Player of the Year. At 5, Evan Mobley. Averaging almost 17 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 blocks. He's the prototypical NBA big man. I love his skill set. He blocks shots, he posts up, and he shoots threes at a 35% clip. He has 19 plus points in 4 of his last 7 games. He has 4 games of 4 plus blocks on the season, and all he has to do is put on weight, and he is a potential NBA All-Star, and he's a certified top 3 pick in the upcoming draft. At 4, Jared Butler. Averaging 17 points, 5 assists, and 2 steals, he made the best decision by coming back to school after testing the NBA waters. He has improved his defense, having 7 games of 3 plus steals. He improved his shooting 48% from the 3, and he is the 3rd leading scorer in the Big 12. He has had a 28-point and a 30-point game in his last 5 games, and there is a real argument that he could be National Player of the Year the way he is playing right now. He is the clear best player on arguably the best team in the nation. At 3, Cade Cunningham. Averaging 18.6 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 block, and a steal. He is a 6'8" point guard that has lived up to the preseason hype with his playmaking and has exceeded expectations with his shooting and shot creation. He is the definition of versatility. He can play the 1 through 5 in college, and he can do everything on the court. He plays at his own speed, and his vision is on point. He's leading the Big 12 in scoring, and I can't find many holes in his game. He can be loose with the handle sometimes, but that's the only thing I've seen. He's the for sure number 1 pick in the NBA draft. At 2, Ayo Dosunmu. Averaging 22.6 rebounds and 5 assists, he's a 6'5" combo guard who can do it all. He has been killing the whole season, especially shooting the ball. He's shooting almost 40% from the 3, up from 29% last year, and he has the best mid-range game in college basketball in my opinion. He has 9 games with 22 plus points and 12 games of 5 plus assists. He is 2nd in scoring in the Big 10 and one of the best defenders in college basketball. At 1, Luka Garza. Averaging 27 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 blocks. He's the National Player of the Year right now. In his last 5 games, he has had 25 points, 4 rebounds, 24 and 7, 33 and 5, 17 and 10, and 28 and 12. He's dominated in the best conference in college basketball. He's shooting 46% from the 3 and 61% from the field. Iowa's system helps him out with it being a 4-out system, but he's really improved from a season ago. He's a nice defensive presence at 2 blocks per game, and as of right now, he deserves all of the awards. He is the most dominant force in college basketball. And those are the top 15 players in college basketball. I definitely want to leave you guys with a couple of honorable mentions before we get out of here. Justin Champagnie, averaging 20 points, 12 rebounds, and almost 2 blocks and 2 steals. And also Colin Gillespie, averaging 16 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. Both players can easily get into the top 15 on version 3. And I definitely want to give a shout out to James Bouknight. He would have been inside of the top 15, but I don't think he will be playing for the rest of the season with his elbow injury. He's definitely one of the best scorers in college basketball, and he's a 1st round pick in this upcoming draft. I just want to thank you guys for watching. If this is your first time on the channel, definitely hit that like and subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter, and definitely let me know who you guys think got snubbed from the list and what kind of videos would you like to see from me in the future. I also have a sports and entertainment podcast I would love you guys to get into. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify, and we're also on YouTube, link in the description. I appreciate y'all for listening, and we out. Peace.